This is Diego Cordovez.
I'm Adam Schoenfled.
Welcome to The Scoop, brought to you by Philtel Poker. And for the last 2 weeks, we've had Scott Clements with us. If you missed parts 1 and 2, they're on Card Player TV. He's talked about his run to the final 2 tables in the World Series main event this year, his success in a variety of games.
Revamping his game.
We're going to talk about his very good health and nutrition, which I think is part of his success, and a variety of topics. And let's just roll right into it. Now, when you first emerged, at least to the public in the poker world, you won 2 bracelets pretty quickly in Limit Omaha 8 and in Pot Limit Omaha. Mm-hmm. And online, when I do see you playing online, you play the mixed games and a variety of games. So in contrast to people who are really focused on No Limit and Pot Limit, you mentioned the mixed games. That's always been a big part of your focus as well.
Yeah, I started out with Pot Limit Omaha 8 or better, and then it was pretty easy to transition into Pot Limit Omaha and Limit Omaha 8 or better. Mm-hmm. Like, it just, I think pretty much the first events that I played of either one of those games were at the World Series, because all I played was the pot limit of high-low. So, I felt like those were easy to transition to. And then just recently, like in the last couple of years, I've been trying to work on my stud games. And now that they're doing 8-game for like a lot of the big buy-ins, I've noticed I didn't play much deuce ever, so that was always kind of a tough spot, and then I never really knew how to learn, but every time I play 8-game I feel like I'm getting better. So I do like to get as much 8-game in as possible, because I feel like deuce is probably my worst game, and obviously that's like the biggest event of the year includes that. So
you mentioned meeting with these younger players, really focusing on No Limit and Pot Limit. How do you work on the mixed games? Because that's an area where a lot of people are realizing there's a lot more value now. A lot of great no-limit players, a lot of even just competent no-limit players. But in the mixed games, you find a lot of good spots and few people who are good at all the events. Yes. So, kind of what's been your self-education process?
Well,
of that?
I started out with just playing it by myself and like trying to just kind of learn it and try to figure it out on my own. And I didn't do too well with that. Like, probably lost a lot of money just kind of practicing.
By playing
online, yeah, and just, it was no big deal. They were tournaments, and it doesn't add up to a lot, but over time, and I wasn't very good, so I kept on practicing. And then I also talked to a friend of mine, Thor Hansen, and he helped me with a lot of like basic strategy, and I was able to kind of use that and then adapt it kind of into my own game, and I feel like I play it pretty well now. So I feel confident about my game, but I know I still have a lot of room for improvement. So if I have a choice between playing a mixed game and playing No Limit, I'm going to practice in the mixed game.
We were mentioning how it's gotten a lot more difficult in the last 3 to 5 years. How do you see that curve going from this point on? It can't possibly continue to be as steep with people getting better, can it?
I feel like it's probably going to hit, it's probably going to plateau and probably going to go down, because the swings, especially like with huge fields, so like the World Series huge fields, online is huge fields, everyone is going to, a lot of people are going to go broke and not be able to make it, because it's going to just be tougher and tougher and tougher. Then so some people are going to run well, or maybe just be the best of the best, and they're going to make a lot of money. And then other people who are kind of average but still good, like compared to like 5 years ago, are going to just start to lose money. Yeah, they could be very good and just like run bad, and they're going to have to probably quit poker because they won't be able to handle it.
Until there's an influx of new players,
right?
It'll continue to be tougher and tougher.
We need to hope for that, and just the political environment hopefully will yield something in that area.
Yeah, because the players who are playing now, as you say, they keep getting better. The players who aren't as good are being moved out, and some players who are good also. And until there's like an influx of newer players to just kind of freshen up the fields, it will be tough. Unless people really are just tilting.
Well, there's a lot of people that just have money and do like to play too. So I feel like those people won't leave no matter how much they lose or win. So
especially at the higher ranks.
Yeah.
That's kind of the irony.
The
in live poker and online poker, which is there are guys who are willing to just play and lose money, and they like to play big. It's at those middle levels that you just get tough grinders who are specialists in the game.
We need what I call the non-sucker losers, meaning these are not suckers or fools in any sense in life. They have jobs and their income is replenished, but they like to play poker. And so they may not be the greatest poker players, but those are the kind it's good when there's a large field of those types of people.
In a whole other vein, the stereotype of the very sedentary poker player who just sits at the table smoking all day obviously has passed. When I started to play poker, it was very accurate, and you were still
The
allowed to
non-smokers were the
smoke
minority,
at the table,
right.
and if you were a non-smoker, you just got smoke blown in your face and so forth. But one thing actually that characterizes you that people note is that you're very physically fit, and I believe someone had told me that your wife puts a lot of emphasis on your nutrition and advises you. Is that right, or I'm just making
Well,
that up?
I think that I wouldn't say she advises me, but she takes really good care of me. So like we both are really into nutrition, and like I've studied some of that stuff for a while, and so we've kind of grown into that together. But she always cooks for me, so she makes sure when
Okay.
she goes and buys
That's what
everything.
I heard. Or you told me that maybe.
She takes
Yeah.
good care of all of that stuff. So
You're not
I'm
eating
very
at the
lucky.
poker kitchen. For people who were at the World Series, the poker kitchens where they had the pizza and the hot dogs. That's not your thing.
No, that's not mine. Usually, during the main event, the guys that come watch me play, I usually give them all my $10 gift cards so they can
Right.
go eat dinners.
No, that's a setup because I always see you there. You've got your own prepared box and you're
Yeah.
eating healthy foods, and you're also serious about working out.
Yeah,
all the
I think
time and
that
so
really
forth.
helps my tournament. Like I feel like I always play better if I go play a tournament than if I go to the gym before. Like even yesterday, I played till, or maybe not. I guess it was yesterday. I was up till like 3 o'clock or 3:30 playing, and then got home. Didn't get to sleep till 4:30, but we still got up at 8:30 and then went to the gym
Just
before
like
playing.
No, but I mean, certainly some people who don't look fit are fit, and vice
Mhm.
versa. But in an event like the main event, where you're playing long days, day after day, you have to have stamina at the very
Mhm.
least. And one thing I've always believed, even though I can't say that I'm as serious as you are about it, but certainly just digesting a lot of food, a lot of fatty food, just
Mhm.
saps your brain, and obviously
Mhm.
that's a proven scientific fact that you're expending a lot of energy digesting food that digests slowly, and then that's
Mhm.
brain power
This is one
that
of your
you're
crackpot
not using.
theories. Because Diego doesn't eat anything during the tournament.
Usually I don't, but if I do, it's not going to be something
Right.
that
I
is
agree
gonna,
with that.
that is going to
Mhm.
require a lot of slow digestion.
I don't.
That doesn't
I
do
don't
any
believe
good.
in working out because I believe that physical exertion takes away from my mental capacity.
Excellent. It's been a pleasure, and for people who are going to watch on TV, the spoiler is that you finished 18th, but that's a tremendous run in the
I'm looking
event.
forward to seeing how
And
that goes.
and I do think for someone who's won 2 bracelets, the WPT main event, 2.
Well, this kind of was in question because it was listed as the WPT.
Our research department let us
Yeah.
down again.
Well, it's kind of like Hendon Mob listed as 2, and when the WPT listed their WPT tournaments for that year, there was 2 in Niagara Falls, and they're both listed as WPTs. There was a 2,500 and a 10K, but they're both listed as WPTs,
Mhm.
and I won the 2,500,
Right.
and it says WPT champion on the trophy, but then on their website it doesn't say anything. It doesn't even mention it.
We'll give you
And it was
credit for-
televised and everything, so
If it's on TV, that makes it real.
that's what I
Right.
was thinking.
So, and as we said, 4.7 million in lifetime
It's no
earnings.
joke.
But people may be surprised to hear that. You seem to maintain a low profile. So, over the next couple of years, I hope people realize more and more that you contribute to that by making more deep runs and more
Keep trying.
championships. But it's been a pleasure.
Thanks,
for
Scott.
joining us.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks
guys.
for joining us on The Scoop, brought to you by Full Tilt Poker.